Hey guys, we are going to again review some things from logarithms, which this wasn't too difficult. Remember expanding and condensing logarithms. Okay, again, I had rules on the board. I'm not going to worry about writing them down. I think they were pretty easy to remember. Okay, remember this is obviously expanding because I have one log, and then remember we wrote a log for each term. And remember, we separated, if it was multiplied, we separated with a plus sign. If it had an exponent, it went in front of the log. And then if it's on the bottom, remember, it had a minus. Okay, so hopefully this is coming back to you again. I'm just doing some review of everything because we covered most all the topics. Okay, so just these last few weeks, videos are just going to be review things, okay? So remember, how many things do I have? I have the 7 is a term, is an expression, x3 is an expression, radical y is an expression, and z2 is an expression. So there's 4 expressions. So I'm going to actually have log 4 times. So that's what that means. I'm expanding this. So I'm going to have log, and this is kind of in general what we could start with. We're going to have log 4 times. Remember, we're expanding it out. Okay, the first log will have the 7 on it. So log 7. Now again, these things are separated side by side, so that means multiply. So I'm going to have a plus sign right there. Okay, now remember, the next expression is x3. So this is going to be log x, but remember that the exponent goes in front. So 3 log x, remember that? So that power 3 goes in front of the log x. So 3 log x is that x3. Now again, this is still multiplied, so I'm going to have another plus sign. Okay, remember guys, a root is a fraction exponent. Now remember, I don't see a little number here, but when you don't see a little number, there's a 2 there. Remember, that's a square root. So this square root of y is really the same as y to the 1/2, remember? So when you have a root, when you see a root, it's a fraction exponent. So 1/2 log y. So again, whatever, if that was a 3, if that was a cube root, it'd be 1/3. If it was a 4th root, 1/4. So remember, the root makes a fraction exponent. Okay, now I'm done on the top, so all the pluses are done. Now I go to the bottom, so that's why that one's a minus. So after the y, look, there's nothing else after this y, so that's a minus. I go to the bottom. Now that power 2 goes in front of log z, and boom, there we go. So log 7 plus 3 log x plus 1/2 log y minus 2 log z. That is what we got from that expression. Okay? Okay. Now remember, this one this one was a little different, okay, because I've got more than one thing underneath there. So actually this cube root, remember, is going to be 1/3 in front of a bracket that has log 4 plus log x. Okay? Remember this? This was kind of a little more challenging one. So again, because there's more than one thing inside that cube root, remember cube makes a 1/3. Remember, whatever the root is, it's a fraction. So cube root of bracket log 4 plus, again, these are multiplied, so plus. So there's this is my numerator. Now I go to the bottom, so now I'm going over the minus, and then 5 log y, right? That power 5 in front of log y. Boom, there it is. Okay? So again, I mean, hopefully this is coming back to you. We did this, I don't know, probably late January, early February. Okay? Condensing and expanding logarithms. Okay, we're just going to do the opposite. Okay, so now we're going to take these expanded ones and condense. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 things. But remember, they're all going to go together in one fraction, okay? They're all going to go together with one log. Remember, guys, the log does not go, make sure the log is not inside the fraction. That was one of the common mistakes, where people would write log and then write their fraction line, and the log would be in the numerator. Okay, remember, the log is in front of the fraction. Okay, so the first thing we see is a 9. Now again, plus, all this stuff is in the numerator. So the 9 is in the numerator. Plus, which means it's going to be side by side. It's going to be multiplied. Now 1/4, which means it's going to be a 4th root. Remember the little root with a 4 there. Okay, that's a little 4. I know it's kind of small. But that 4th root is on the A. Kind of looks like a 9. Okay, plus, which means another, this is still in the numerator, 3 log B, so that means 3 is the exponent on B. So, again, 9, 4th root of A, B3, now minus, so now this is on the bottom, a 1/2 log C. Remember, 1/2 is a square root. Now remember, I don't really have to put that 2. I mean, you can put a little 2 here if you wanted, but you don't really need to. It's a regular square root. And boom, that's it right there. So 9, 4th root A, B cubed over square root of C. That's our answer. Okay? Now, here we've got this bracket here. See that? Now, here's the thing. That over on that other side, remember, we had like a fraction in front. That was our answer. But I got a power. Okay? But what that means then is in the numerator, I'm going to have 3 and A being taken to the 4 power. See, now that's a regular 4, not a fraction 4. So it's not a root 4, it's a power 4, but 3 and A, because the brackets are both inside the parentheses. So 3 and A are both being taken to the 4th power. So because that 4 is out in front of a bracket with both of those, the 4 is on both of those. Okay? Now minus, which means now I'm on the bottom, 1/5, remember that's going to be that 5th root. So I got to do my check mark. Okay, and put a little 5. See that 5? I got to put a little 5 there. And then that is on top of the B, and boom, that's the answer. Okay, that's a tough one. I just... hopefully that makes sense. So again, remember the bracket means both of these are inside a power 4. So 3 and A are inside a power 4. Okay, kind of like we did on this other one. Okay, so again, because the bracket 4 and X were both inside the cube root, that's why 1/3 was in front of the bracket there. Okay, so again, that's a challenging one. Okay, but okay, here you go. You got 2 of these. Number 1, you're expanding, and then number 2, you're condensing. Okay? So go ahead and put those. I know this is going to be tough to type in the journal. Do your best. Okay, I'll give you credit. The best you can put it in there. Okay? Okay, guys. We will see you next week. Thanks for working hard. Bye.